Hi, everybody. I just got kicked out of StreamYard, had to restart my computer, but I'm so thankful you guys are here. Thanks to everybody that was patiently waiting in the chat. We are back. It is Friday, so grab something red to remember everyone deployed and their sweet families that are supporting all of those that are fighting for our freedom. We're going to join them in that fight. So grab something great to drink. It's happy hour, everybody. Clint Westwood's here. We'll join you right after this. Give us a like, share the video, and I'll see you right after this. Oh, where'd he go?
What you doing?
Yeah, what are we doing? Oh my goodness.
Bruh.
So crazy.
I saw a shirt. It says, I used to be known as Mom, but now I'm known as Bruh.
What is that about?
Oh, that's what everybody says. They're like bro. They go like, bruh.
Bruh.
You know, instead of bro. Come on, bro. Now it's bruh. Like brother. Bruh.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway.
I don't think that's like proper grammar.
Probably not. But at this point, what difference does it make? Everybody who texts, it gets auto-corrected. I can't even say SHIT. It says shot every time I try and text it.
Shot.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, I mean, nobody knows language anymore. I mean, everything's abbreviated, and I'm just, what does that mean? You know, my daughter texted me.
Went from,
what does it mean? What does
in
that
their
mean?
efforts of eugenics, they have instilled Ebonics
like,
to everything. Yeah.
It's like take this part of the head, like this far over, and erase it. Don't even need it. Just all we need is that.
Yeah. That was in the that's what I caught in the, I was watching those guys screw big government. They only watched the commercials and the halftime of that football game.
The Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl, yeah.
Super Bowl.
The Pooper Bowl.
Super Bowl. Yeah.
And there were these two commercials back to back, and one was Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer, and they did not look like either one of them.
No, Schwimmer looks terrible.
It looked terrible. Yeah, they were bad fakes of them, and she did not. The thing was something about she didn't recognize him. And he's like, we worked together for 10 years. And she's like, oh, like I would forget 10 years of my life. And the whole thing was you have to forget something to remember something.
Yes. If there's something new that comes into your life, that you have to discard something old in your life. Otherwise, you won't remember. You got to like pull that out, put that in. Pull that out, put that in.
Something to remember something.
Yes.
And then the very next commercial following that was a commercial showing couch potatoes, a farming of couch potatoes. And it was these big potato people sitting on couches. And it's like, oh, what do you feed them? Oh, well, as long as we keep them fed and watered, they grow great. And it's a bunch of people sitting watching TVs. Like
forgetting the last 10 years of their lives.
Sitting on, and it said 10 years, something. And I was like, holy shit. What happened about 10 years ago?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Damn it, Westwood.
What's the date? 2014. Ukraine had an issue. I know that. Victoria Nuland.
Yeah.
2014.
I'm telling you.
I don't know.
They drug Hillary off and arrested her at about 2016.
9/11. Oh, that one. So, I mean, whatever you think about that whole incident.
10 years.
Whatever, that whole incident, you know, all you gotta do is look at her at that day, and it's like, okay, first of all, it's either her, not her. It's something different going on, obviously.
There's a there.
And then when she came out of Hillary Jr., Chelsea's apartment there, and she's all like, and I'm like, that is not the same person. Not the same person. If you go back and look at the footage, I remember at the time, I'm like, that is not her. So who is it? And who do we see now? Or is that all AI? It could be. Because you don't really see her walking
Look
down the
at this.
street.
This is from earlier in the chat before we started talking about the 10-year-old thing. When you were talking about bruh.
Bruh.
Radio goes, oh, that's an 11-year-old thing.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Like for 11-year-olds. It's like kids do it.
Or is it
I don't
10
know.
years
Yeah,
old?
it probably is
Or is
11
it
years
10
ago.
years or 11 years old?
I don't know. Please
I don't
clarify,
know.
Daddy O. You're on top of this stuff more than I am. Help me. I'm struggling. I'm feeling old. I'm feeling like I'm out of touch.
Out of touch, out of time. I think that's a song too.
You're out of touch. I'm out of
time.
Litecoin watch.
Oh, I don't have
Litecoin's out of time. You better get in. Somebody said, what was it after the show last week, the birthday show, where you put the QR code up because I don't do that stuff. You're like, give me your QR code. I'm putting it up.
I have it now.
No. Somebody said in the chat, I think on the simulcast on my channel, said, oh, he's a scammer.
What?
Oh, yeah. I'm like, yeah, okay.
I did it.
I'm a scammer.
You do it.
I'm out just chilling for Litecoin. Why would I want Litecoin if I'm a scammer? I should be getting Solana or, XRP or something.
What's wrong with
Went into my Johnny Litecoin mode there for a little bit. Solana.
I gave you Litecoin because I'm your friend and I love you and I want to give you something valuable.
I know. And people are not right. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
But that's people wanting to not feel bad about themselves for not. They want to take your energy by watching it, but they don't want to exchange.
I entertain them. I get to entertain them, and they love it. And then they're like, "Oh yeah,"
by giving back. Yeah.
Poke.
Yeah. They don't want to be part of the community. They just want to be takers and not.
And I don't even care. I don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me.
What's wrong with people? Oh man, all the
vampires, weak little vampires. Can't even get a drop of blood out of people.
Yeah. Weak. It's crazy. Yeah.
It is. Looking forward to Nashville. You got your ticket yet? I don't have mine yet.
I don't have my ticket yet. I'm waiting.
I'm waiting for $84 Litecoin. I can take that one Litecoin you gave me and buy the ticket to Nashville.
There you go.
Yeah,
waiting for some income, but it should be coming soon, and then I can hopefully try to do something with that.
It's going to be huge. It's going to be the year of Litecoin.
Going to be huge. I also heard Wano Savin talking about this is a year of justice.
Bring it to the light.
And that's very encouraging because I see people that I care about, that I see, that I respect, that have just been through the fucking fight, the brimstone,
beaten down.
Yeah. And
spiritually attacked
that I think there needs to be some justice.
Yeah.
And
I'm ready. I'm ready to roll those beautiful bean credits.
Yeah. But there's bad things happening right now in the justice system. Right before we got on, I saw, and I guess that's part of exposing the broken parts of the system. Donald Trump must pay $354.9 million in penalty for fraudulently overstating his, quote, net worth to dupe lenders.
Who?
Wait, duping who? The
dupe
banks?
Lenders?
The people that create fake money when you take out a loan, he duped them because he, quote, overstated the value of his properties.
I mean, there's instances of this to where I think it was New York to where some of this commercial property selling for pennies on the dollar, and then they're trying to maintain the same price and they're not changing it in the county and saying that, okay, this $2 million building sold for $400,000. They should tax you on $400,000 of property tax at that point, and they're not doing it. So they're going to let this go as commercial real estate collapses and then residential real estate collapses. Your county courthouses, they're going to say, they're just going to ignore it and say, oh, well, we just must have missed that sale price. Oh, they'll keep sending you bills at the old price. So you're going to have to go and protest. I've done it multiple times. You go, and I've always won.
Say this again.
All right.
How do you think this is going to play out?
I don't know.
You're just saying it.
Okay, what I'm saying is what is happening right now. What is happening is your county courthouses, what they're doing is, so this commercial real estate that's selling for pennies on the dollar in some places,
Okay.
the county courthouse is not acknowledging that sale, and they're still sending the bill out
They're
at the
sending the
old
bill at the
value.
old big
Yeah, so
rate.
your tax rate's a lot higher, and then until it's always in arrears. It's always behind. When they
Okay.
send it out. But if you don't protest it, they're not going to lower it for you. They're going to keep
Okay.
charging you the same amount that it was worth. 4 times as much, 5 times as much. So you need to go, and it's easy to do. You go and fill it. Basically, you call your tax assessor, and he should come out and fix it. But if not, the county board has a little tax assessment bureau, and you fill out the paperwork, and you say, hey, shouldn't be worth this because here's the sale, this is what I paid for it, blah, 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 blah. And then you put it in there, and then they have to, acknowledge that. I've done it multiple times, but I'm in a small county and it's easier to do. If you're in Cook County, Chicago, area, that might be more difficult, but you got to do it. Otherwise, they're not going to change anything. They're just not going to do it. They're going to keep sending you the big bill.
Very interesting. Yeah, they're not going to.
We don't care. Until you stop them, they're going to keep doing it.
Yeah, when I was doing foster care work, my if my kids got older when they were in care, my worker would not do the automatic update where you like get paid more, which don't get me wrong, is like a $10 update or whatever, but you had to request the increase. They wouldn't just, it's not automatically done for you. You had to put in you had to know when the increase was, and you had to put in. Ron, the PO box for contacting me would be, I think it's on my website at litecoinlisa.net. If not, you can send me a contact there and I can send it to you. It's on the Team Mighty information. So I can send you information there. And
I just want to say thanks for being in the chat, everybody. Really love it that you're hanging out with us on a Friday. Sorry we're late, but it's 5 o'clock all the time, so we're good.
It's especially on a Friday.
Yes, because
and tomorrow is the 17th on a Saturday. And remember that Uncle Cliff was saying something big was coming on the 18th of this month, right?
Well, there's something big coming tomorrow, and that's my youngest daughter's birthday.
That's right. Oh, and
Miss Teen Crypto had her 16th. It's the 16th. She had her 21st birthday today. Yes. An amazing show. I mean, it's crazy. Shout out to her and her family. Yeah. Happy birthday. When you're in Nashville, I will buy you a drink if you drink. If you don't,
right.
Good for you, because you're better off not even getting down that path. End up like me. But no, I'll buy you a Coke or something,
just
whatever.
A little something.
A little something. Can't wait to see Dad.
Yeah.
See her again. And then youngest sister's coming too, I hear.
Oh, is she great?
Yeah, so that's going to be pretty cool. I know. Awesome.
I really
looking forward to that. Happy birthday, Miss Teen Crypto.
Yeah.
21st.
Absolutely. Oh, goodness. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Something big is coming on the 18th. Probably.
Coming on the 18th. And I did send Uncle Cliff a email this morning, and he responded to me. And I was super excited. I want to share with you guys.
Are you supposed to be sharing this? Did you get this cleared?
Well, he responded to me, and so I tweeted out something. So I'll just share what I tweeted out. I'm not going to share our emails. Where is my Twitter? Let me scroll up till I get to it. Because you know how I am. Oh, well, maybe I haven't updated it.
I agree. JB's talking, we're talking cigars in the chat, and he's like, I've never spent more than $10 on a cigar. And I'm like, I've done it a couple of times. This one here is over a $10 cigar, but I buy them when they're on sale in the bundle, not in the box, so you can get a steep discount. And then, so anyway, this is a really expensive cigar. You're probably going to pay $15 for, but I probably paid like $6 for it. So I splurge on happy hour. It's an expensive cigar. There you go. So yeah, I don't
bargain.
Yeah, or you can spend. I mean, there's one cigar made by Mr. Saka Squatch, Steve Saka, Dunbarton Tobacco, $100 called the Unicorn. $100 for a cigar. I'm like, oh, Lord. But anyway, I would
Lord.
never do that.
Would you yeah, I mean, that seems like I don't
That's
know.
that's I don't
That's
even
a
know what kind of money that is. That's stupid money.
that's a
That's stupid.
lot. That's like, I had my 1 bottle of Weir wine,
Yes,
um,
it's good wine.
talisman, that when Bix and Amy were here last year, he's like, "We don't have any good wine?" I was like, "I have 1 bottle of Weir wine." And then he opened it and we drank it, and then he's like, "I'll send you a case," which he has not done. Bix, I'm calling you out.
We should have called him out. If I would have known that, I would have called him out on that 2 weeks ago when he was on the show.
I don't wanna be rude,
Oh, I'll be rude.
but
Next time I
I do
see
need
him,
to
I'm gonna
replace it because
squeeze
if
him.
we don't drink wine here at our house, but Weir wine is the only wine
But
that
when we do,
when we
it's
do, we
weird
only
wine.
have Weir wine. Yeah, or wine that's made with Weir grapes, I should
Yes,
say, Weir winery grapes.
weird grape.
So here was what I ended up tweeting out and I will tell you, he said, I sent this to him and I was like, "Oh my gosh, isn't this a Webbot hit?" What's funny is my son sent this to me and he was like, "Mom, look at this. Isn't this the
Yeah.
stuff you guys talk about?" And I'm going to show you guys
All
the
you old
Store
folks
is
video.
talking about on
ceasing to
the
exist
show.
before our very eyes.
Look.
People have been sharing videos of their local dollar store where they are now implementing price scanners all over the store. However, if price scanners are needed at a place where everything is supposed to cost $1, that must mean that price increases are allegedly happening, considering that most items at the Dollar Tree now cost $1.25 because of inflation, with
Then
others
that
saying that it's
sign said
ridiculous that they have to
$1.75.
check the prices of something that's supposed to cost $1.
So people are having to check the prices because the prices are changing so
Okay,
quickly.
exactly.
In
Why
his
do you think
chat,
they want everything digital?
so they can change it quickly. And Kohl's
Exactly.
is like that. They have the
Because it's not
digital.
documented in a book or in a
No.
newspaper, where you had your ad and you can look at. No, because it's all digital and it's like boom, gone. It's like, wait a minute, wasn't that just $1.05? Now
Mhm.
it's $1.25. Wait a minute.
So Uncle Cliff responded to me and said, "Yes, I see a fiat collapse within 3 months." And so then I was talking to Reggie and he laughed. I told him what Uncle Cliff said and Reggie
You're
laughed.
excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. Reggie's
Oh.
laughing at me and he goes, "Well, you don't usually hear people be, those 2 things in the same sentence. Good news."
Yeah.
Fiat failure.
Great news. We're going to have a fiat collapse. Woo. Lisa's
Yeah,
like,
so
where's the party?
yeah,
Where's
Reggie.
your video? Woo. That's what we need right now.
Oh,
For that.
yeah, my drink
Yeah, have that
video.
queued up.
I will.
Oh my goodness.
Reggie thought that was funny that I
It is funny, but because we're sick of it, we're sick of getting inflated, our energy getting inflated away. I mean, we're just tired of it. And that's why people are in crypto. That's why they're in silver and gold. And I talked to Dad today. He called me before the show, and he's
how's
like,
he
"Oh,
doing?
silver's up a little bit today." And I'm like, "Wake me up when it's over $100, because I ain't doing anything with $2 a day silver.
Mm-hmm.
This is ridiculous. I'm sick and tired of it. It should be like Vic says. I don't know. He's like 10-1 to gold or something now. He's
But
like
when
off the
it
rails.
is, we're all going to be happy.
Exactly. And it's not like, and don't get discouraged. That's the thing. Don't get discouraged and think, well, I got to buy a monster box of silver or else I'm not going to get ahead. Dude, if the money collapses, if the money collapses and you got a few ounces of silver, you're way ahead of the game.
When the money collapses.
Yes, when in 3 months, when it collapses, you might want to have a few in your pocket.
When fiat, dirty fiat, filthy fiat,
Yes,
filth,
hang on. Wait, I got some on the floor here. Filthy fiat collapses.
Filthy.
You better have some of these. A little copper, a little silver. I saw that Elon Musk, I remember we're talking about the nickels?
Mm-hmm.
Elon Musk, I think earlier this week, said, hey, there might be a nickel shortage in the future. Kind of throwing it out there, because batteries and all that stuff. And
remember what I told you about my at my bank, the little the little teller going so weird because I told her about robbing the bank and us getting all those nickels. She goes, "That's so weird. We have tons of nickels
for now.
All these nickels." Well, but remember what's different about my bank.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. There's different banks. I had that conversation today with Dad, talking about people who are into the gold and silver market and using their banks, and they got a lot of money they deposit. They pay money they have to pay the bank to put cash in the bank.
What?
As a service. Yeah. I was like, what? Yeah. He's telling me stories about this. He's watching some YouTubers or something, that do this all the time. And then they cut their bank account off because they're like tired of dealing with it. And I'm like, what? They don't want the cash. I mean, it's a burden. My wife, she works in retail, and the bank, it's not a big town. I mean, it's a small city here in Illinois. And when she goes to the bank, they get rude with her. They're upset because if she takes the deposit and, you got to get change and all this, oh, I need a roll of nickels, I need a roll of pennies, whatever it is. You got to call ahead and get an order for that stuff because they don't have time for it. They got to have it ready. They need at least so much time before they can get all that ready. And I'm like, how much cash do you have in a deposit typically? She's like, maybe $20 because everybody's digital. Nobody pays in cash anymore. Retail clothing store. But she said the bank gets all upset, because, oh my gosh, we got to have this order ahead of time. It's such an inconvenience that we go to the safe or go to the drawer and pull out a roll of nickels and put it all together for you. They don't want to deal with cash. They're rude about it. That's where we're going.
Oh, trust me. Oh, I know. Trust me.
Cash? What's that?
What's that? G Graham says, see Bix new. Oh, I've got the wrong thing pulled up. I'm sorry. See Bix new Twitter post this morning.
Oh, I don't know if I saw that one.
I don't know if he means the 4 hours ago. He did have a good video this morning, but he's posting U.S. doubles solar installs in 2024, like all other COP28 signed countries. I don't know what COP28 signed. I'll have to have him on and have him explain that to me.
Javier on here. We're talking about Jamie Dimon again. Talking about
Lord,
Coke boat.
If somebody hates Jamie, I don't know anybody that hates Jamie Dimon. Maybe Bix hates Jamie more than Javi.
Javi's just
that is that's a neck and neck.
He can't get through a show without saying it. We should have a drinking game. Drinking game. Every time he says it, Frank.
Yeah. Okay, so signed countries. This is a massive win for silver. Massive problem for solar advocates because there is not enough physical silver and no silver has yet to be thrifted. He's been watching my thrifting videos, I bet, out of solar at these artificially suppressed prices.
Right. So what do they do with the solar panels? I mean, go on Craigslist. I mean, this is the thing. I had the experience. I'm not going to go through it. I got quoted for $65,000 in solar panels that I got to, if I want to feed all the energy for the house, whatever I produce, because I got a bar running, I got 5 refrigerators. I don't even know, Anyway, it's I need like $65,000 in solar panels, and of course, I told them, hey, I'll think about it if you'll take Litecoin as payment, and they said they would, and I'm like, shoot, not yet. Give me a few months. But the thing is, it's just you go out to Craigslist and you go look at, people selling them for 10 cents on the dollar. They might be 10 years old, they might be 5 years old. But go out there and make it a little science project. There's your STEM, homeschooling stuff. Go buy these solar panels from people that have, for whatever reason, they're done with them. Go pick them up, and you can have little projects with it and see how it works rather than going whole hog into it. But go get them. At some point, like if what Bix says is true, these things might be worth some money. Reclaiming what's in them. It's like all these electronics. But yeah, don't be buying this stuff at retail and they try and fish you and bait you into it because it's like, oh well, we'll give you a tax credit. On everything that you paid in, we'll give it back to you, but not more than what you paid in. So, it might
and
be
that's
over
what
5
they did
years
to
to get
the
back.
people with FTX, with what's the other thing? They're the way they're pumping
FTX,
and dumping the thing, and then when they choose to pay people back, they're taking the profit of the market and then paying people back in, what is it called? Like kind or not?
Cash in kind.
In fiat.
Cash in kind.
Right. Cash in kind.
There's nothing about cash in kind. It's going to be the same thing. Cash is in kind. It bleeds you. It's like a knife. No, it's bullcrap. Oh, I got my Celsius money back. Woo! Yeah, you got the money back, or I should say the currency back, but you didn't get the money back because if you had gotten your Bitcoin back, it's $52,000 right now. And at the time it was like, what, 20 or something? You lost. They took your Bitcoin. That's all these exchanges are set up for. They're nothing but money laundering schemes. And it's just to suck in your, they want you to buy all the crypto up and then they just confiscate it. and they don't give it back.
Yes.
That's what they do.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That seems pretty obvious. I don't know why
I hope it
nobody's
is.
kind of calling that out or seeing it, but it seems pretty obvious. And why does the government want it if it's so bad? Why
Right,
are
it's
they
such a
keeping it?
terrible thing. Oh. Did you see yesterday? You know how you can fly the flag over the Capitol?
Yeah, Elizabeth
Yeah.
flew it for Satoshi or something.
Yes, it was in honor of Satoshi Nakamoto. It was flown yesterday over the Capitol, and then so somebody probably from her district, you know, wrote out the paperwork, made the request, and it finally came up. And so the flag, you know, on that day was raised. It was taken down, folded up, you know, in the honor of Satoshi Nakamoto, and it's probably in her district. So she signed off and put a nice little note. And this is the person that this just shows how just systematically screwed up things are. But she's all, oh, that's great.
Was that a bend the knee?
Oh, I think so.
Or showing
I
how
see a lot of
pro
bending the knees.
she is?
Yeah, I see a lot of the bending of knees right now to where, I mean, it's Obama. Look at, oh my gosh, Trump was right. He actually did spy on me.
Yeah. Well, that was.
I mean, this is treason.
Yeah, I was gonna play. Wait. Oh. And I don't know if I can play it because it keeps getting taken down, but the Golden State Times had and I went ahead and took a screenshot
Proud
of it.
to be an American, where at least I think I'm free.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
I mean, it is insane.
It's stupid.
But they had a 1 minute and 7-second video saying like, okay, here it is. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Are they gonna do the
Drinking my Q tonic. It's good to have a little tonic.
Let me play through the commercial first, and then
all right,
I can skip. Okay. Share this tab instead. All the buttons I have to push back here to make this. If you guys knew the shoot I do,
you don't know what she's going through.
If you guys
join her Patreon, support Litecoin Lisa.
I would appreciate it.
A lovely Litecoin.
Wonderful. Lisa. I would appreciate it, and you can always send me messages there. Here we go. Turn this volume up.
Mr. Durham, did you see evidence of collusion between Russia and the Trump campaign in 2016? No. So the American public that has been pulled this hoax for years, it was just that, a hoax. Is that correct?
Our investigation showed that there were a lot of failures in the FBI and how they did this investigation that did not disclose or reveal information or evidence concerning any conspiracy or collusion between Mr. Trump and Russian authorities.
Let's sum it up. Vice President Biden and President Obama knew about it. Hillary fabricated it. The FBI orchestrated it, and the media sold it to the public, and it's still out there. The question is, who watches the watchmen? The FBI has become a Praetorian guard here, protecting the nation's capital, but not the people of the United States of America. It is going to be up to us as Republicans, and solely us as Republicans, starting on this Judiciary Committee, to get accountability to the FBI in the United States of America.
Very interesting. Now it says 106. When I watched this, it said 107. But there you go.
Thank you.
So it's out there.
Russia. Mr. X in the chat here. I'm curious. Mr. X Sharian, real digital soldier.
Friend of ours for a long time.
He's saying the new solar panels are not made with silver. They're made with aluminum and a bubble dome glass cover. It's better than silver. See, this has been my big thing. I you know, and that may be true. I don't know. I have no idea. I know that, and that's why I'm like, they're going to come up with something better. When it's just like, you know, you got 500 ounces of silver in every, you know, Patriot missile or whatever it is. I feel like
No, you're good.
Okay.
It might be me.
Last night I had issues, but I feel like technology is going to pull us out of this, you know. So I just, you know, the thing that, you know, we're going to use up all the silver. I don't think so, because, you know, they'll go to a lesser grade material before, you know, if silver's $600 an ounce, they're going to use something different. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just too expensive. It
Tesla
doesn't make
has this
sense.
all figured out.
What's that?
Tesla has this all figured out.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. It'll go forward. Now, silver, I think, is one of the most valuable commodities. And you think about it from the medical use properties of it, and so, I mean, it's always going to be worth something. It's just that to think that they're going to continue to use silver in all these solar installations, that are going to continually increase. I don't think they're going to do that. They'll figure out a different way to do it, and use a different material. So it's just too valuable to be thrown away on that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's just my thought.
No, I totally agree with you. I think and the things that are consumable, that's where silver will be most valued, like the medical things, like you're
I
saying.
think that's the big thing. I really do. I think silver, as far as a medicinal thing, and you look back through, okay, we're in a spiritual war, right?
100%.
Okay. And you look at the full moon, lunar, crazy, full moon, not in this part, vampires,
The
not,
eclipse
but
is
werewolves, silver bullets. I mean,
like,
there's a reason why those things are correlated, in an analogy. And so I think all of the teachings, all of the things that are, it's an analogy. I mean, silver bullet kills a werewolf. Okay. Why does it do that? I mean, there's something to it. It's a medicinal thing. It's something that kills evil. It kills poison. It kills a threat. And, it's just like blood in the vampire. They want blood. Okay. What heals the blood? Better eat a lot of garlic. What kills the vampire? Garlic. The vampires don't like garlic. All of this is just, it's just mythology that is there for a reason. And so, I mean, to think that anyway, there's more to it than you know, I guess, is what it is. And hopefully that veil is lifted, and to where, that mystical, that magical, that the properties of that metal kind of come out.
Science.
Trust in science.
Canna and I have been working on this is probably my favorite time of year with homeschooling. We do what's called Faces of History, and this year the time frame that we're working on is current time period, and so you get to pick modern era. You get to pick a person of interest, and we got the person that we wanted to pick. And so we chose, no, I don't think anybody from school is watching this, but it's supposed to be a secret. And then you work on it, and then you dress up as your person and you do your presentation. Yeah. And then all the other children get to guess who your person is when you do your presentation. Yeah. You think you know who it is? Or do you already know?
No, I'm just being silly. I know.
So we chose Tesla, Nikola Tesla. And Cannon loves science, inventing, creating things. He's a builder. He loves the coding stuff. He loves all of it, math. And so we had so much fun. Today we were doing one of our research things. Yeah, burn it up, Westwood. Burn that filthy Fiat up. We were talking about stuff, and so we were looking into some of his I thought it'd be interesting for Cannon because I want him to be excited about learning and stuff. So I was like, well, let's look at his inventions. What are some of his inventions? Well, we all know about like the Tesla coil. And so Cannon started telling me about why it's called Bluetooth, and something about some guy with Bluetooth. And anyway, we went down this whole rabbit hole. But I was comparing like Bluetooth to wireless, sending energy wirelessly. Anyway, all this. Yeah. Some of the inventions that Tesla had were wireless telegraphy. I don't know how you pronounce it, but sending telegraphs wirelessly. But then Marconi copied him and actually was successful in sending it overseas. And so all the investors went with him. Like poor little Nikola Tesla was broke multiple times in his life. But then
it's all about the knowledge. Bringing information and creating and not monetizing it.
Yes. And once the knowledge was there, and once he would, and it kept being stifled by the funding, by the centralized.
Exactly. Well, I don't have enough funding. Edison effed me again, and now I'm not going to get funding.
And then they take it and then the central bankers pulled out of his manufacturing. in his lighting. And then it was multiple. But when he was like 75, all his
That's a scam.
patents came in. And that's when he became a US citizen. No, I'm sorry. He became a US citizen when he was 35. But then when he was 75, all his patents started coming in. And he had a peace ray called Teleforce that could take down 10,000 planes over 200 miles away, like a DEW.
So it was like what Reagan was talking about with Star Wars.
Yep.
Huh.
And he had a thought camera, a cosmic ray motor. Cosmic ray motor was invented, and he tells this like thing, and he says these are not inventions or theories. I have created these and tested them. They exist. And the cosmic ray motor can run for over 500 years by itself. So then when he died in 43, 2 days after he died, the FBI came in, seized all of his property and inventions to assess them. And they were assayed by MIT professor John Trump to make sure that they were safe for society. And they've been locked away ever since.
And then you see the pictures of John Trump and Tesla, and
Just so you know.
before that, and then you look. Yeah, I know. Well,
So all of those inventions exist.
Trump looks nothing like his father, but he looks a hell of a lot like Patton. Just saying.
He does. But
And what did
Donald
Patton do?
John Trump was really looked up to his uncle, and all of
More
those
so than his
inventions
father, I would say, throughout historical
are
statements,
working
made
and
by
exist.
Donald Trump.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
No, I would say, Trump looked up to his uncle and, admired him according to his statements
Mm-hmm.
more so than he ever talked about his father,
Mm-hmm.
who he doesn't look like
Mm-hmm.
at all.
Well, sometimes children are placed in families that can take care of them.
So you're saying there might be some bloodlines that we don't know about on the
Sometimes
superficial level.
bloodlines don't matter. I mean, DNA doesn't make a family in my house.
No. I know exactly what you're saying, but my point is, you got to wonder about some of these people. I mean, Bill Clinton, for instance, where did he come from? We got this cover story. Obama, we got this cover story of, oh, that's the daddy, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I think it goes both ways. It's on,
It does.
both families, the good guys,
Yeah.
bad guys, whatever you want to call it, dark, light, whatever
Right.
it is. And I mean, this is what I mean. That's a spiritual battle. We were talking about this.
I'm telling you.
They're playing this out in front of us right now on the
I'm telling
stage.
you.
It's coming out, and we're watching it, and we're watching the families, collide.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very interesting time to be here, and I think we all chose to be here, just to watch this unfold, participate in it, participate on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
Like Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage. We're just merely players. Paraphrasing.
It's crazy to think about. Like, it's really wild to think about. So here we are.
Technology's out there, though. I mean, seriously. I mean, how do you think that? I mean, I look at property all the time. I look all over the place. There was a place, I think it was in Arkansas, that has, hey, it even includes its own natural gas well. Have all the energy you want. And I'm like, so it's got its own natural gas well that you can take natural gas and run things with it. That's like free energy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. And I'm thinking, man, that'd be a good investment, but you think that, look at the atmosphere and look at all the electrostatics of the atmosphere, because it's really an electrostatic plasma type of universe that we live in when you really start looking at it. And then you start thinking, holy crap, all that energy is out there. If we could somehow harness it, not with a flag that Franklin flew with a key on it, but that's just like a very innocent foray into it. But there's so much energy out there, and
energy cannot be created or destroyed.
Right, but hey, guess what? We're going to charge you for all this oil that we bring out of the ground, and it's just pouring out, and it's free for us. I mean, it's not free. You got to have infrastructure to do it, but it's it's just coming out of the ground. We're just harnessing it and putting a meter on it. It's like all this electricity in the atmosphere, and think if you could harness lightning bolts. I mean, think if you could just tap into that energy and harness it in some way.
But think about it. That
I'm
is
paying
all
these
they're
people for
doing.
stuff.
They're charging you for counting it. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I can't believe I'm going to say
Do
this.
it. Do it live.
What did Biden say? It's not the votes, it's who counts the votes.
He said it.
I
I mean,
can't
that's
believe I'm
communistic.
quoting that
Yeah.
moron. But it's not the energy, it's who counts the energy. It's who
That's all it is. It's the
charges you for it.
metering, the meters.
I can't believe I just quoted that moron.
Yeah, it's all. We're getting it on the ground. We can get as much as we want. It's just a matter of
I can't
who
believe
controls it. Who controls the infrastructure to get the energy to you at
I
the
need a
end
drink.
point?
Hold on. Oh.
Yes. Why do you think they want to tax carbon? Because everything's carbon. We're a carbon-based atmosphere, environment. So it's like, well, we need to tax the deer. So, put a tag. You got to only get one deer with a tag. You can only get this, and you can't drive on the road unless you have a license, or a sticker on your
Do
plate.
you know that when I hit a deer, I was coming home from college one time. All my brothers were home, my big brothers, and I think my sister, I'm not sure if my oldest sister is married yet. My little sister was home and my little brother was home. They were home from military school, and I think all 7 of us were there. And I hit a deer coming home from college, and I had to wait by the side of the road for the park ranger to come and give me a tag to tag the deer because I hit the deer on the side of the road.
Right.
That's
And
what
why? Why is that? I mean, why is that?
I hit
Because
the deer.
they want to control your energy, and it's like, okay, well, you're at your limit of energy. You've hit your peak. You got one deer. That's all you get. You did it.
Amazing.
Meanwhile, the deer is suffering from, chronic wasting disease. There's flying around everywhere. There's deer all over the place, and you gotta put a limit on it. And then when it gets so bad, they're like, well, yeah, maybe we should start killing these things because they're kind of out of hand.
It's terrible. Don't make them suffer. Let people's families be fed by them and don't make them suffer.
Yeah, let's get them nice and diseased because we have an overpopulation, and now you can go kill them and eat them.
Oh,
So, you know what I mean? Though it's just like,
yeah, it's so wrong. Yeah.
We live in a world of abundance, and they want to convince us through propaganda that we live in a world of scarcity.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. It's like the Putin interview with Tucker, and he's like, how am I going to fight the United States propaganda? How am I going to fight the Western propaganda? I can't fight that. So I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you how it is. I can't fight that. Mm-hmm. Well, why don't you say something, Vladimir? And it's like, well, if I did, does it matter? I just got to take care of my people here. I really don't care about all that stuff. Mm-hmm. You guys want to be stupid? Fine, be stupid. When you get too stupid, I'm going to do what I have to do. Because, we're going to maintain our culture. You guys can go full Rome if you want to. You guys can get stupid, but, we're not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because I can't fight the propaganda. I can't fight the info war. So I'm not going to.
I thought that was very telling and very exposing of. You're seeing. I saw a interview of a farmer from Australia. He has 8 children and he's moving to Russia for a better life, a better opportunity. Where people used to say the American dream, they're now saying the Russian dream. Tucker filled his cart for a week's worth of groceries in Russia with all the sanctions that we have that Russia is facing. He filled his grocery cart, went shopping for a week's worth of groceries in Russia for $100. Okay, when I go to the grocery store right now for just like the 3 of us, it's like $600.
It's silly. Now, I've seen the other side of the argument, and so let's play that out. People will say that, well, in Russia, the average annual income is, $40,000, and here it's, I don't know, whatever it is. And so you got to look at the average income, and so that's why the prices are lower in Russia. But the thing is,
that is the point, is that our inflation is insane.
Let's commit harikari by printing more money. It's coming. They're going to go full stupid very soon. They're going to have to. I mean, something's coming. I mean,
the inflation thing is just hurting like the working poor, because then they're having to have like 2 and 3 jobs and live in a hotel But
The
then
government doesn't pay for, unlike if you came here for, over the border with no identity.
it's insane.
Yeah. And that ties into, all these people coming over the border. It's problem, reaction, solution.
Mhm.
And so I see these stories of where, well, this person committed that crime and, we couldn't really identify him. So we think it's this guy, the Kansas City shooting, that kind of thing, or for the parade. I mean, well, we couldn't identify him. And see, they're going to fold that into, well, that's a problem. We need to identify these people coming over. And then guess what? You're going to get to be identified too. We need to track and trace everything you do too. Yeah, fix the problem, identify them all. Well, we all got to be identified. Everything that we do, bring in that social credit score, identify everybody digitally. And so they just create all these freaking problems that shouldn't exist.
But do you think that the majority of people are really going to submit to that?
I think too many people are waking up, and it's no.
I just don't
Get
see
their
it.
pension, maybe. But they're going to roll that into Bitcoin because that's the new thing. That's the new captured money, is the Bitcoin thing. And to get into that a little bit.
Sense of freedom.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, oh, yeah, I'm doing well. Think about it. I posted something this week, where you got this guy with a shirt off. He's like 65 years old. He's like posing with a tan. The old guy's like, yeah, Bitcoin hodler. I bought it 40,000. Look at me now on my ETF. It's 52. And that's what they're going to do is hijack that, meet the new boss, same as the old boss. I mean, if you self-custody, that's cool. But the thing is, all the new Bitcoin coming onto the market, these big guys, BlackRock, they're all eating it up. They're taking it all. And so if you have it, cool. You have an element of freedom if you have it in your own wallet. What they're going to do, though, is gateway your ability to buy something. Hey, I'm going to go to the car dealer and buy a car. Well, okay, cool. You can buy it with Bitcoin, but, where did that Bitcoin come from? It's all tracked and traced at this point. And yeah, you can buy the car, but they're going to go back and, if it's a peer-to-peer transaction, fine. But, most people aren't going to do that. And they're trying to roll this new system out so Bitcoin can suck up all the, the excesses, I guess, of the current economic system, the dollars that have been printed. So it's going to go way up. But to get back to, I think, my thesis, I think what's coming is Bitcoin's gotten too high too fast, and they're going to knock it down because they want more of the Bitcoin, and so they want to scare people out of it. And so, you see it hit 52,000. Everybody's like, yep, it's going to 65. It's going to all-time high before the halving. I don't think it's going to do that. It could. There's two paths that it could take. One is it's not going to take that path because we're going to have an event. I tend to think we're going to have an event between now and the Bitcoin halving that knocks it down, and so they can accumulate more. To a scare event. I don't know what it's going to be. It could be anything at this point. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen there. But all I know is that Litecoin by May 1st, if you don't have it by then, you might be in trouble. Just saying.
I still think that there's I feel like I don't know anything. I always say,
what's your gut feeling? Because
I have more
that's
questions than answers.
We're all psychic. I mean, what are you leaking out?
I definitely have more questions than answers, but I feel like Litecoin and silver are being suppressed because they are the bridges for we the people. They are the people's money. And it's like the quiet person. If you're ever
in a bar and somebody's running his mouth,
proceedings or in a bar, the quiet guy is the one who can end the fight.
Exactly, because they don't need to get involved. They don't want to get involved in it.
Nope.
They don't want any part of it until it gets to a point to where it's like, all right, you've done something wrong, and that's it. Boom, out of nowhere.
They're like,
and I think that's it. That's the big fist. Litecoin, silver are the big fists, and they don't need to do anything because they're doing what they have to do right now. But
they're like, I really could have used a little more time to clean up some bad guys or to do some more shit. You guys are going to force this because, all right, we're going to go. Well,
what an opportune moment. I mean, you've had, and I got a little frustrated. I don't want to say frustrated, but I'm just like, I'm not frustrated. It's just that I said last night on the show, I said, I told you all about Litecoin. I'm not going to tell you anymore. I'm done talking about it because, you've had your opportunity. And then I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, there's always another opportunity. I want to get as many people into it as possible because it is freedom money that you can use. And it's a tool that you can pick up for like absolutely nothing right now. Silver, a tool you can pick up for absolutely nothing right now. And you need to pick it up and have it because, at some point it's like a freaking nuclear bomb. You have something that nobody else has. I don't even know what to even say about it at this point. I've harped on it for so long.
Well,
Anyway.
and everybody, I mean, this is where, like, if you're in a position where you can choose freedom, a system, or an option out of the system, look at something that gives you, what is the utility? The utility
Does it
of
work?
Bitcoin
Yeah.
is that it's faster, it's secure, it's decentralized, it's been running for 13 years now.
Almost 13 years. It'll be, it's over 12 years, but yeah,
Over
it'll
12
be
years,
almost
okay.
13 years, come Litecoin Summit. I mean,
Right. They have now the MWeb option. So you have an option for like a privacy. But you also have the option for the on-chain option. So you have the public private option. So, hey, I want my transactions to be public because I want everyone to know that Westwood and I exchanged for I finally bought that beautiful Digibug because I want to turn it into a yard art thing.
it's waiting for you.
It's waiting for me.
Here. And that's
Yeah.
the thing. I'm like, how much just take it.
I know. I think I would make it a greenhouse. I think I'd make it.
I know, wouldn't it be because you get that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. But then
growing oregano in it. Oregano is another thing. You grow some oregano oil, all these things, all these antibiotics, these things that kill all the poisons inside of you, all these plants. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. But then also, the NFT option, the ordinals thing, like there's just, and the community around it. That I think is probably
there's true believers in it. And I said this earlier to somebody that I text back and forth with or DM back and forth with, and he's like, oh man, is it finally over? I mean, how low can this go? And I'm like, it's going to go as low as it has to go.
It doesn't matter.
Until it just, I mean, you can't, it's like you hold it down as long as you can because somebody wants it to hold it down because it does work. I mean, there's no question about it. And they're going to hold it down as long as they can until it just explodes. I mean, and it will explode. And it's just like, oh, did you not see it coming? I mean, did you not look at the fundamentals of it? Did you not know that plant was going to grow up, that one seed, and grow like 100 tomatoes? I mean, did you not know that was going to happen at some point? Because when it does, you're like, holy crap, why didn't I plant some? I don't know. Why didn't you plant them? I've been telling you to plant the seed. I've been telling you. It's no brainer.
Daddy-O made me laugh. He says Litecoin's been running nonstop for almost 13 years. Solana's been running nonstop for almost 8 days now.
Yeah, about 13 days. It's like, really? Speaking of 13 and threes, there's a lot of that going around.
There is. And today I looked and it was like, I just got, which three's always been like, I've loved 3, which I know they say
it's a trinity, it's a divine number. It's
I don't know. I've always been drawn to that number, but it was like 333, and that may have been when I texted you actually earlier today. I don't know.
Probably was.
Oh, 333. That's weird today. I don't know.
Yeah, you look at the Super Bowl, all the threes. There's a lot of been made about that. Oh, Patrick Mahomes passed for 333 yards. There's 3 seconds left when they won. And, there's all these different things that, people point out. I don't know. There's no coincidences in my world. I'm not going to blame it all on my roots, while I'm reading it off my phone, and falling down drunk. But,
one of those for sure. Oh, man. What else is going on in the world today?
All right. I got a list.
You got a list. Okay, I'll let you run down your list.
All right, what do we got? Bitcoin equals captured energy, captured money. I made that list.
Okay.
I mean, that's at the top of the list. That's just what I was feeling. How much of the newly acquired Bitcoin is in self-custody? Ask yourself that. How much of the newly acquired Bitcoin that is now $52,000 is in the wallet of somebody who has custody of it? And if you don't have custody of it, and if you're just watching the number go up, I mean, you're just giving it to BlackRock. I mean, RFK's been talking about that a lot in his speeches, to where it's like, well, the media, you know, if you trace it back, it's owned by BlackRock. Oh, it's owned by BlackRock. You know, it's owned by BlackRock. Defense industry owned by BlackRock. You know, and it's just, if you don't have it, you're giving it to them, and you're perpetuating the same old dance, the same old vampire casino. You know, and then you look at, well, what's a black rock? What's a black cube? What is the symbolism of that? You know, look at Madonna. You know, look at, you know, the walking around the black cube. Well, what's the black cube represent? Look at Taylor Swift coming on a black cube, standing on a black cube in her concerts. You know, and all these things that they put in front of you.
Hey, do you have any information on her weird necklace that was the countdown or death clock hands or whatever?
I did not see that one. Mm-mm.
So she had like a choker on that had a clock, and it was like, people were saying it was the death clock.
Could be. I did see something about that. I did not look into that. All I know is that I know enough, and I've seen enough, and I've seen enough of the vibe, because, you know, I'm energy, you know, Johnny talks about energy and, you know, reading the energy, and I read enough energy and I see enough energy, because I remember when she was in that truck, you know, singing about like Tim McGraw, her first song, you know, and then Toby Keith picked her up, you know, and made her, you know, and signed her, and, you know, and kind of got her started. But I remember when she was young and innocent, and I go back to those videos, that news report where she's 15 years old, they go to the high school and all that stuff. It's almost like it was kind of planned, and, you know, ushering her into this new era. But it was, or propping her up. But you go back and you look at her when she was young, and she seemed so innocent. She seemed so, you know, like she's writing her own lyrics and all that stuff. And then you look at her now, and you look at, she's doing stripper dances, and, you know, posing like Baphomet on the, you know, on the chair, and in a bird cage, which is MK Ultra stuff. The end of the video, you know, I mean, to me, the vibe is off. I mean, something ain't right. And then, you know, you look at, you know, who she's dating now, and you know, his actions and his anger and his, you know, just lashing out, and just, you know, and I mean, all these things. I mean, it's just, something's not right there to me. It's not something I want to, you know, participate in. It's not something I want to worship, because I think it is a lot of, there's a lot of money behind it. There's a lot of,
well, so didn't Soros buy all of her?
Yeah, at one point he was associated with that songbook, but that happens a lot with a lot of these people. And you go back and just go watch her video from 2017. And that was really, you know, at the time when I watched it, I'm like, whoa, this is like a deviation from who she is. Go watch her video from 2017. It's Look What You Made Me Do. And a lot of people look at that and say, oh, it's a boyfriend that did that to her, and so she's lashing out. And, you know, the old Taylor's dead, you know, on the phone, you know, is Taylor there? No, the old Taylor's dead, or Taylor's dead, you know, and it's just very symbolic, you know, in a Hollywood sense of, okay, something's been crossed, crossed the Rubicon, you know, you've gone to the crossroads, the Robert Johnson thing, you've made a play somewhere else. And then you look at everything now, what.
Well, it's weird how many of these girls are like formerly, you know, either pastors' daughters or Christian pop singers.
Katy Perry, Jennifer, what was it? Dukes of Hazzard, played Daisy Duke. What's her name? Her dad was a pastor.
Lawrence?
No, it's not Jennifer. It's maybe it is Jennifer. It's who played Daisy Duke in the new movie, the blonde. I mean, but anyway, you know, her dad was a pastor. Taylor Swift, you know, there was that religious aspect that came through early on. I mean, you know, there's all these things.
I know who you're thinking of.
Yeah, I know, and I can't think of her name. Yeah. Anyway, chat knows.
I can't think of her name either. Yeah.
Joel Osteen, you know, trust God. Don't worry about the shooter in the church. Well, the people who stopped the shooter in the church are people, you know, are like period. You know, it's like they got the equalizers on their hip. You know, Joel Osteen, oh, no, we need to trust God. You know, God's got everything taken care of. And it's like, yeah, but if we didn't do something and we're like trusting God, I mean, you know, I don't think God says, oh, yeah, don't worry about it. You know, I got your back. It's like, no, we have free will. We have to make decisions. And, you know, I mean, you got to like take action at some point. And if somebody didn't take action in that church, you know, what would have happened? And it's just, yes,
And
trust
that's
God.
where that personal
But
responsibility comes in, though, where it's like there is this discernment thing where it's like when not not all people or all thoughts are all bad or all good, or not every group of people are all bad or all good.
no, we're
You know,
mixtures
you
of good and
really
evil.
have
That's what we are.
use discernment.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody's like pointing a gun at somebody and you're armed, you say, "Oh, God will take care of it." You know, it's like that whole story of, God sent, the boat when it's flooding. You get on the house, and it's like, "Hey, I freaking sent 3 people to save you, and now you drown." It's like,
Yeah.
were you waiting for me to like rapture you up? No,
Right. God's gonna
no.
say,
I mean,
"There's no thanks. I'm
human
not getting on the
beings
boat. I'm
are
not
my
going to."
instruments, and I'm playing a symphony,
Yeah.
and you need to like listen to the music. Otherwise, I mean, what do you want me to do? Like show up everywhere? No. I created all of you. It's like, hey, look for the signs. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, and part of it, Jay Delaney is being facetious here. He not being she or he is not being serious. Who cares if we lose our rights and our freedom? We have Taylor Swift, and that's what
Well, it's
Cannon
all
was
good.
asking
Trust
me
God.
today.
Don't worry about your rights. Don't worry about Biden. God's in control. Yes, he is. But the thing is, I mean, think about it. If you're a parent, it's like, yes, I'm in control. However, I really want you to make the right decisions. I really want you to be a good person and like learn to make the right decisions. Think of yourself as a parent. God is the parent. I really want you to like change and understand, what decisions you need to make because, I want you to lead a good life. I can't fix you. You have free will. I've given you all the opportunity, all the tools. And if you don't pick them up and use them, it's like, what else am I supposed to do for you? It's like I gave you all these tools. I gave you tools on the economic battlefield.
But
I put Litecoin in your face. I gave you Clint Western Litecoin leads to tell you about Litecoin. And you didn't buy it. You're waiting for somebody to give it to you. Seriously. Hello.
I know, but Westwood, this is the thing is that like no one's coming to save you. That is a strong message, and we all are we have been turned into the nation of couch potatoes, and we have been thinking that everything is a sitcom and it's all going to be solved in 30 minutes or less, and somebody else is going to do it. Those I guess those people in Congress have all the power, and we're going to turn it on in 30 minutes or less. Somebody's going to make a vote and somebody else is going to do it, and they all have the power, and we just sit here with our hands down our pants and drink our beer and watch football and go to work every day and be good little slaves because that's all we are supposed to do, and that's what we're told to do because we're the sheeple. And instead, like, we can say no, and we do have power. And when we understand that our energy is trapped in that dirty fiat, that filth, floor and filth, that dirty little note that has been stolen and trapped in the Fed, and that has been imprisoning
us. Traces of cocaine on it.
That has been imprisoning us and trafficking humans and sent pallets and pallets. Right now I heard that they put a bunch more on a pallet with some champagne and a couple senators and sent more over to Ukraine. Fake wars and fake countries to send more of our energy over there. 60 billion, was that the latest number, I believe, that we're being fleeced this time around? I think that was the latest number this time around, 60 billion for the latest number to be fleeced out of the American public.
Yeah, that'll fix it.
That'll fix it. That'll teach us. I mean, how many times, how much do we have to, how painful does this lesson have to be to the American public? How much? Trump said something the other day. He said, they're going to take all your money. They're going to take all your money from you, and you're not going to even know. You're not going to even know it. You're not going to. That's
what they're doing.
That's what's happening right now. Mm-hmm. It's gone. That's gone.
Exactly what they're doing. They're taking all your money.
They're taking all your money. It's gone right in front of your face. It's already gone.
I'm waiting for the day that the first big, I don't even know, who holds all the pensions, who manages them all, that it's, hey, the California CalPERS, is now invested in Bitcoin. It's going to save us. I mean, I guess it can. But the thing is, you still have the same vampires controlling it. You know, the price go up. You know, it's saved my pension. But do you have your pension? You don't have your pension now. You got to go through hoops. You got to jump, and you have to, you know, take a penalty to get any money out of it, to spend it, you know, taxed
Right.
and whatever it is. And it's
That's a
just like
racket in itself.
it is
Okay,
a racket. The
you
whole thing's a
can't take
racket.
it out, but then when you do, it gets taxed. So you don't have
Yeah,
to
we're
get
gonna have
taxed
to fleece you
anyway.
for a little
That's
bit. Okay.
bullshit.
It's like you win the lottery that everybody goes to work for, and they put their dollar bills in, dollar bills, y'all, and then you win it, and they're like, well, you know, it's the biggest lotto in history. It's like $1 billion, and well, if you take the lump sum, it's like 500 million, half of that. Well, where's the 500 million go? It goes back to the government, and then you get to pay taxes on the other, and so you end up with like 200 million, you know, out of $1 billion, and you think, okay, is that money well spent? Is that money that? But it's like, wow, I got 200 million, so I don't care. And that's where they put you. Right? It's just like here in Illinois, and it's in most states, every freaking bar that I don't walk into anymore, but every bar, if I were to walk into a bar, has the machines, you know, has the gambling machines. Everywhere you go, they got gambling machines. All that is just octopus government just stealing, taking. And then you win a little bit, and you take it to the bar, and you're like, oh, yeah, man, I made $50.
Yeah, and Crypto Experiences by St. Jerome says, unless you're old enough. Yeah, and because they hope you die first,
Exactly.
that they don't have to pay you back. Remember, they're
you.
paying you back stuff that you earned that they took from you, and then so they're hoping you died. And so since not enough people died fast enough, guess what they did? Let's jab them all up.
Hey, let's accelerate this process a little bit. Let's have something that's untested, and let's just roll that out. You know, emergency use authorization because fear porn. I'm not gonna make it. Grandma's not gonna make it. You know.
And then let's kick out their advocates because it's an emergency, so they can't be in here to advocate for them.
Meanwhile, the local hospital here, run by nuns, you know, the Order of St. Francis, you know, run by nuns, $250 million building they just built in Peoria, Illinois.
The new Willy Wonka.
Cancer Research Center.
Watch the new Wonka of the chocolate-addicted monks.
Get them hooked.
Get them hooked. Get them hooked.
Yeah. Hook it up, baby. Hook them up like a tow truck.
What a better place for a bunch of people that are,
it's all a scam.
That would want to be together, hang out.
All a scam. Absolutely a freaking scam. That's all this is. And you've got a bunch of vampires that can't do anything in their own life, dependent upon everybody else, convincing you to serve them. And then you do it because you're like, well, yeah, maybe you get a little scrap off the table. You get me fired up. That's why I didn't do a Spaces last week, because I'm just like, I'm done. I can't. I know. I felt bad. I'm going to offend everybody at this point because I'm just.
I know.
If you're not awake at this point, I got to temper myself. If you're not awake at this point, then maybe time to check out. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it is.
Well, some people need like a reboot. You know.
Yeah. It's like Bill Gates.
It was your
restart
birthday,
Windows.
and I wanted you to do a Spaces, so I hope you'll do one tonight.
I'll do one tonight. I'm on. If I get like 5 1s in the chat, all you gotta do is everybody type 1 in the chat. If I get 5, let's make it 7. Like 7. Yeah, 7 1s in the chat, and I'll do a Spaces tonight. And it's just
there's 2.
All right, 5
I have control of 2 accounts. So I wanted to say thank you to Warrior 32. I received a donation to Team Mighty.
G Graham, I love you.
Today in our PO box. So thanks.
All right, we're good. Spaces.
That is the second monthly donation that I received. He writes a check every month. I appreciate
Warrior, I mean, dude.
You're the best.
These ice balls are really holding up. He sent me the ice ball trays, and I said, make my ice balls and bring them out here. And I got them loaded up with ice balls tonight.
I can't wait for him to come to a Team Mighty event or a meetup or something.
There is an invite out there for a double secret probation type meetup coming up. So we'll see.
We'll see. Okay. The ones are coming in.
Okay. So we're going to do Spaces.
Clint Westwood says whether he likes it or not.
I know. No,
Critical
I'll do
Experiences
spaces.
by St. Jerome, G. Graham.
I am for I am. When you're off
Mhm.
this chat or during the chat, that's fine. Click on I am for I am's logo. Everybody has a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
If you're signed up and you're watching right now, you have a YouTube channel. You can upload videos of
Mhm.
your rants. I am for I am puts out some good content. Go click on his stuff and follow him and
Yes.
listen to what he has to say. I mean, we got to start, listening to each other. I mean, we are the news. I mean, that's where we're at right now. I mean, oh my God, the propaganda, the ridiculousness
And
that's out
click
there. I
on
can't even
Blind
watch it.
Dave Crypto to find
Blind Man
Westwood
Crypto.
and Javi and Stake My Claim on Hash It Out on Thursday nights after my show on Thursday with Johnny.
We had our 33rd episode last night. 3-3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, GMO cubes won't melt. I don't have GMO water here. I filter all my water, Daddy-O. I got glyphosate fields all around me. I filter all that stuff. I do the best I can.
He knows. He knows. Yeah.
I don't know. It's, we're at a point, it really is. We talked about this before the show. It is a spiritual war. It really is. Everything that we're seeing right now, you're being spiritually attacked. You're being spiritually, beaten down and just crushed as much as they can crush you. But you get to a point and you're just like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even care. I don't care. I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
When you have nothing to lose,
Yeah.
that is the point. When they take you to the point where you have nothing to lose,
I don't care.
bring it.
Bring it. Don't sing it. Bring it. Don't sing it. Come on. You want a shot at the title?
Yeah.
You want a shot?
And I think that is where most Americans are, is like, you know what? Come at me, bruh.
Come at me, bruh.
Come at me, bruh.
Yeah. Did you see?
What do I have to lose?
This is what happens. Did you see in what was it? Oakland County, Michigan? I think it was Bloomfield Hills.
That's where my mother's from.
Okay, very wealthy area. There's a lot of big houses.
It used to be. I don't know if it is anymore.
There's a lot of big houses up there in gated communities.
So it used to be like where. So my grandfather was like brilliant mind, like an engineer for I think it was GM.
Oh, when they used to make cars that actually ran and didn't die in the winter?
He was always, so cars are in my blood.
Yes, I understand that.
And my grandfather used to design cars for like GM. I think it was GM. I'm pretty sure. He loved Cadillacs.
Oh, I love I tell you what,
big, long.
There's one car. I mean, I love the 1960 Cadillacs. The 1950s a little too much with the fin, but the 1960s are good. I like I like those early 60 Cadillacs. Oh my gosh. I used to have a 1963 Cadillac. Dad bought used, started fixing it up. A black convertible 1963 Cadillac. I'm driving around and I'm 16 years old and taking it where I shouldn't take it.
Yeah.
Oh, Batmobile.
Oh, wow.
Cool. Oh, I love those cars. Those big, fat, hog Cadillacs.
And the back seat was like this freaking
just huge. You'd slide around, no seatbelt, leather. I'm like, oh, man.
Oh, gosh. They're so cool. Yeah. And in fact, my grandfather, sometimes he would drive out to see us. So he moved. First, he lived up there. Then he lived out in Denver, of course. But then he would drive out to see us. And he's cantankerous. Oh my gosh. He was like so cranky.
That's gonna be me.
Lord. No, he was mean. I mean, but he would drive out and see us, and he would go buy us, what were those dresses? And I did not wear a dress. I would not wear a dress. Wasn't gonna wear a damn dress. But he would make us. Mom was like, just let him buy you the dress. Just please go buy the damn dress. They're super expensive. Jessica McClintock dresses.
Okay.
And we had to go buy these expensive damn dresses. And I can't remember. He bought us something else very expensive. And then he'd take us to McDonald's and buy us these coupon books of.
Yep. You tear them off.
Coupon books?
Yeah, you tear them off. Yeah.
And then he would get mad if a person of color was checking us out, because he was very racist. And I would be so horrified that he would be so rude to people. But he was brilliant. and then he would sell whatever car he drove there in, and while he's there, he's wheeling and dealing, and he'd buy a new Cadillac and drive back home. Like, craziest thing to think about. Like, I don't know.
Different world,
It was a different world then.
different time, different time.
Crazy.
Yeah. Huh.
Lord,
I don't know.
sorry. I just shared
Americana.
a lot. Americana. Yeah. America. Lord. Big cars and
America.
cranky old men.
Man, oh
Ugh,
man.
where did it
I
all go?
saw that. I saw the video that JB Sleer retweeted. You know, JB Sleer, he does a lot of the Cliff stuff. He
Yeah,
had a
I
video
really
of the
like
3
him.
aliens in the ditch telling jokes. You see that one?
Maybe I try to watch.
Oh, it's so funny. I mean, they're all laughing. You know, the stormtroopers are walking by, and one of the jokes was, you know why you can't hear a pterodactyl relieve itself or go to the bathroom? Why can't you hear the pterodactyl when it goes to the bathroom? Why don't you hear it? Because the P is silent. Ah!
Oh no.
Yeah, I know. It was funny.
I
The
don't
little 3 aliens telling jokes. It was
no.
kind of funny.
I don't like a bathroom humor joke.
Yeah, I know
at
you
all.
don't.
I don't
The
like
P is silent. Pterodactyl.
it.
Yeah, here we go.
Nope, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Wrong audience.
Dun dun.
I
All
thought
right.
this was funny. Community,
Check the list.
fake news.
Yeah.
Where's my glasses because I can't read that.
Elon.
Oh yeah.
Elon posted that. He posted that image.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
ironic.
Oh, there you go.
Isn't it his business?
Elon's the one that posted that image, I think, in a tweet.
So he's saying community notes are more accurate than fake news, but I thought the community notes were pretty sensory.
I've seen a lot of them though that have called out some BS. You know, and that's I think that's a good thing. But you know,
I don't know.
It's hard to say. The fact is that it's able to happen. You know what I mean? You know, we can make our own decision. You know, go on, but it's out there. It's not like it got censored, taken down. It's just like, oh, you get community notes. You want to put your opinion in there? Fine. Doesn't mean we have to believe it.
3 hours ago, Uncle Cliff says, remember, guys, y'all hang on to those Bitcoin. One day that will be worth some real money. So Uncle Cliff still thinks that Bitcoin will.
Hey, we're going to have a $100,000 Bitcoin party this year. I think we might be accelerating. We might be condensing the 4-year cycle. I still believe in the 4-year cycle because that's humanity really projecting itself out. I think we may be getting condensed, though, to where this, you think about the cycles, and I kind of look at that. You look at the last cycle, we saw Bitcoin peak in December of 2017. The next peak was May of 2021. So that was like, 36 plus 5 months, 41 months, wasn't 48 months. And yeah, it did a double top, you know, toward the end of the year. But I mean, the energy came in May. So, I mean, if that was 41 months, I mean, what's to say that the last Bitcoin peak in May of 2021, what if it's condensed down to a 3-year and then May of this year might be the blow off? I don't know. I think this year, with everything that's happening, it kind of it's just like inflation, you know, it's like you borrow from the future. I think that may be happening right now. We'll see in the next couple of months. Because if Bitcoin goes to $65,000 and starts knocking on the door of the all-time high before the halving, that's a little unprecedented. And so we may see the blow off top this year. I mean, $100,000 Bitcoin. It ain't going to $1 million. I just don't see that. They're gonna do whatever they can to stop that from happening. But you know, I think you're gonna see Litecoin catch up. I think that's where the real value is. You're gonna see those coins that have value really close the gap.
It stays down for just a little bit longer.
I know, right?
Just
a little bit more time to get that $70 Litecoin.
A little more time.
You've been warned.
Asking for.
You've been warned.
More time.
Y'all been warned. $70 Litecoin. Telling you right now, look back in a year when we're still doing happy hour a year from now, bookmark it. And, hey, you could have got it for $70. Now what is it? 4 digits. Maybe 5.
Just a little more time to get out of this corrupt system and get on the freedom train. Looks like Democrats threatened Biden crime family whistleblower Tony Bobulinski as he confirmed under oath that Joe Biden is the big guy. Key takeaways from
Oh,
his
come on. Well, we had John Kerry talking about, hey, we got to take out that prosecutor. That's what we need in Ukraine.
Mhm.
I mean, this is all a big.
Well, Biden said that on a stage publicly himself.
Yeah, and then John Kerry, we
That
see
is
him in
the
another
whole
video reiterating the point that, hey, that's what we're all saying. We need to get rid of this guy, because he's interfering with our coup that we committed with Victoria Nuland and the CA in Ukraine. I mean, and I don't know why they hate Russia so much. I don't know, because maybe during the American Revolution, Russia was a pivotal point. I mean, I don't know what it is. There's something they hate about Russia. Maybe it's the independence. Maybe it's the, they've all stuck together like Putin was talking about, to where they all have the same kind of religion that coalesces. And, I don't know what it is, but these people hate Russia for whatever reason. And it's just, that's a good deep dive that everybody should go into. I don't know what it is, but all I know is that this Western empire of money, this fiat, the corrupt vampire casino that's been created, they're not about people being free. They're not about allowing us to live our lives, because we're paying over 50% of everything we make to a vampire casino. I mean, we really are, because after you make the money, after you pay the tax, and then you go and pay the road tax, you pay the sales tax, you pay all these taxes, and you're bringing home 50%. I mean, where's that other 50% going? What are you seeing out of it? Nothing. You're seeing a wide open border. You're seeing a bunch of people flood in, paying them, for what? And then it's not enough, and that's going to run out. I mean, Chicago, you see let's go Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, his own Democrat party is upset with him because, letting all these people in. And this idiot, what he did was, Shot Spotter, what Shot Spotter is, to where they have these things in the cities to where, when it detects, it's like these sound devices that detect shots being fired. So the police.
What?
And, oh, you ever hear of Shot Spotter?
No.
Peoria's got it. Yeah. And I mean, the police department knows right away. It's a third party, a private company. They've got these Shot Spotter things to where, when there's a firearm that goes off, they know how many shots have been fired, and the police can respond immediately. And they pay this service to this third party so they can be there. Well, Chicago has it too. And he said, and they have the Democratic National Convention coming up in Chicago. Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, has said, we're not going to renew that contract. He said that, he said, we're going to renew it for another 6 months to get through the Democratic Convention. But after that, we're done. Well, he never made the deal with the private company that puts these things up. And so they're like, F you, we're pulling it now. Like, whoa, hey, whoa, hang on. And so everybody's upset. Everybody's ticked off. The police department's like, what the frick? This is like a tool we use. We're already 2,000 men understaffed. We need all the tools that we can get. When people start shooting people, we need to show up, because nobody's calling the police because nobody wants to talk. And then this idiot, he goes out and says, we're not going to renew that contract. And they say, okay, you're not going to renew it? Fine, we're pulling it right now. I mean, it's just, these people, Fanny, look at her in Atlanta. I mean, I don't know if they're that stupid. And Cliff, I think, put a poll up. Are they that stupid, or are they just playing, the game, to I don't know, just wake? Is it all theater? I don't know. Are they all just fake? Are they all just actors to wake people up? Because they're pretty stupid. They really are. You see the Q post. These people are stupid. Maybe they are that stupid.
Okay. So Jeff puts in a great comment. The Constitution is a trust contract with government, and
yes,
the people are the beneficiary. Here is my question. So, transparency is great, but if there is no enforcement, and what is the other word I need? Transparency
Justice
is great, but if there is no enforcement, and what is the other word that I was saying was there has to be, decentralization, transparency, and enforcement. If there is no enforcement, it doesn't matter that the people are the beneficiary. Doesn't matter that we have no transparency. So it doesn't matter that the people are the beneficiary. It doesn't matter that the Constitution is a trust contract because there's no transparency and there's no enforcement of this.
Well, and that's it.
How do we change that?
I mean, that's a tough question because it really is. What can one person do? I mean, and what can we do in our daily lives, the people in this chat, who we are, living our own lives, wanting to be left alone, wanting to abide by the Constitution, wanting to, just do the things that, we were born into and think, okay, this is the way it's supposed to be. Pledge allegiance to the flag, all that stuff. I mean, what do we do as individuals? And to me, I think they want us to engage each other, Texas border, an example, bringing people into cities, people robbing our homes, people marauding bands of, illegals trying to take our stuff. They want us to be in an engaged conflict. They want us to engage in violence. I mean, the thing to me is I go to the source because that's where my history is. That's where my background is, the English degree. It's like when I have a question and somebody says, well, Shakespeare said this or the Bible said that. Well, go to the Bible, go to the source.
Right.
Let's go look at it.
It really says that. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go look at the source. What's it really saying? And let's see if we can find out what the truth is. And, my thing is go to the source of these people. Who are the people causing the problems? The people initiating these policies. Those are the people who live a life of very comfortable existences. They drive around in their SUVs. They got armed guards. They got all this stuff. And I joked last night, and I'm like, hey, Biden's going to go to East Palestine, where the train derailment was. Supposedly this week he was going to go. I don't know if he showed up. But if he did, if I'm Secret Service, I let him out and I just drive away.
Right.
F you. Have fun, brother. You know what I mean? Because we're the ones protecting these people. We are the Secret Service. We are the armed forces. We are the people that participate in it. We are the people that serve them their food. We are the people that, if you're a king of England, groom the stool and wipe their butts for them. I mean, quit doing it. That's all you got to do. Quit doing it at that level because they're dependent upon us to make their lives comfortable and do all the things that give them the feeling that they're special. Well, quit making them special because, they're special in a certain way.
Tax season.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But it's like at an individual physical level, and this is where Cliff gets in his language to where it's like there's certain language that it's like, it's guttural. It's like physical. It's like there's different words that you can use. I mean, and that's what we need to do at a physical level to where we engage these people instead of treating them like kings, instead of treating them like royalty and giving them all their goodies and all their handouts. So like Congress, they go to Congress. I'm a senator. I'm one of 100. I deserve all this stuff. Well, guess what? You might think you deserve it, but you only get it if we provide it for you. So if you think you're going to get your tomahawk steak on the table, on a Friday night because you didn't do anything and just screwed the American people, maybe you don't get it. It doesn't get served. Or maybe you get shunned. Or maybe you just don't get to live the life that you think you're entitled to. We're the ones giving them the entitlement. I mean, all it takes is, the people that serve these people to stop serving those people. And then what are they going to do? Because they can't do anything else. They should not be able to walk down the street. Is really what it comes down to. And we can make that happen in a bloodless revolution.
Right.
That's how we fix things.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I think that's what I've come to.
Stop. My mom always said, stop giving away your power. If someone is, stop giving them your energy. Stop giving away your power. They're not the boss of you. Like I used to tell my big sister, you are not the boss of me.
Exactly. Have that mentality. You're not the boss of me. I don't care if Gavin Newsom looks all pretty and he's got his hair slicked back and, he wears up fine suits and walks down the street and it's like, quit asking for his autograph. I mean, seriously, people.
Yeah. Jeff, I do this. We have a friend in the chat, Jeff, who's giving some information that he's finding things, his thoughts or that he's sharing. And I'm curious, because I went into the whole common law thing and looked into it and all that. And even in that community.
Jeff's a good dude. He came to our Texas meetup. I've known him for a long time.
Okay.
And he's right on all this stuff. He is.
Okay.
It's just that
even in that community, there's a lot of fear around doing what they tell you to do. There is well, now if you do this and you do it wrong, you could be arrested and hauled off to an insane asylum.
Right.
And so that is concerning for me that is either baiting people or I don't know. That doesn't seem like a strong argument.
There's a way to fight the system, and to me, it's very difficult because I've dealt with other people, Lisa, to where it's like you make one mistake, and the odds are stacked against you, and then they come
Right.
down on you, and it's like we're right. I mean, he's right. It's just that if you're driving down the road with private license plates and you got a passport, no driver's license, the cop pulls you over, and they look at it, they scan it. I mean, that officer, may say, oh, F you, get out of the car. Because at that moment, it's might makes right. And I got the badge, I got the gun. I don't care if you're right. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And it doesn't matter. I saw a video to where some lady got $50,000 as a settlement because there was a male officer who was in training who came up and, checked her for guns. And he used the underside of his hand to search her. And she was like, it's like he's reaching around and this and that, and the other officer says, "Whoa, stop! You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to use the back of your hand." And then she got a $50,000 settlement because these people,
Well, that happens
even
to
though
me
you're
every
right,
other time I go to the damn airport.
exactly, even though you're in the right, it doesn't matter. You're dealing with a mafia. You're dealing with a corrupt system, and that doesn't stop them from putting a bullet in your head or hauling you, and beating the shit out of you, basically, and doing whatever they want. And so that's why, I mean, yes, you might have precedent, you might have the Constitution, and your natural rights on your side, but the thing is, doesn't stop the lion from killing you. What I mean, and putting the claws into you. So, I mean, my outlook is it's almost like a passive resistance. It's almost like disconnect your energy from them to where it's like you're not going to have your steak tonight, and you're not going to enjoy your Friday night, and you make their lives a little bit more miserable all the time in little ways. And if you can do that, I mean, because that's what they want. They want to feel empowered. They want to feel like they're special. Well, they're not special. Don't treat them like they're special. Just ignore them. Take your energy away from them. Everything that you do to serve them, stop serving them. And that's how I think we do that. Make them understand that, wow, it's not as nice as it used to be. It's a little painful. It's like, oh, this isn't all it's cracked up to be. But until then, they're living in an illusion because we're fulfilling that illusion and worshiping the dollar that they print and they buy their stuff with. And
Interesting.
I mean, just pull the plug.
I just always want to be so careful about what we share with the community and because I have this really strong, my gut feeling is that when Uncle Cliff talks about the alien invasion, my gut tells me it is not that his webbot data is hearing or feeling or that we're leaking the non-resident alien invasion, and that we all tell big government, you know what?
Yeah.
F you, we're all non-resident aliens.
Pretty much.
And that's what the alien invasion is. That is my gut.
You've been saying that, and that resonates with you, and that's it. It's like I'm disconnecting from the corporate entity that
And
I was
don't
never
know how
born
it
into.
rolls out. But
I don't
to
either.
hear that it has to be so
meticulously done,
meticulous, perfect, legalese, which is antithetical to the whole movement. You know what I mean?
It's like putting your Bitcoin in an ETF when you had a white paper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, no, we have the ability to not participate, and then you continue to participate, and it's like,
why do I have to
all the
ask
words
permission?
don't mean anything.
Yeah. Why do I have to ask permission or get permission from somebody who doesn't have authority of me? Why do I have to ask permission or get permission of somebody that doesn't have authority over me? Why do I have to do that in the right way? And if I don't dot my I's properly and cross my T's and sign it with the right color ink, then wabamo, they own me forever. Like that, it does not make sense to me.
It shouldn't be that hard.
It should not be that hard because they
if you
don't
got to think that much about something, then it's probably not going to work.
Yeah, they never did. So that's where I'm like, there has to be another way. There has to be another way that this happens. So
again, it comes down to, and this is, I've thought about this a lot. I've gone through it all. I've done the research. I've known about the straw man. I've known about the allodial title. I've known about all these things.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, when the SHTF, I mean, it comes down to there has to be enough people who are done with it. And maybe that's the whole play that we're watching. Enough people have to be done with it to where they say, okay, I'm done. I'm not playing. I'm not playing the game. The only way to win is not to play the game like war games. I'm not playing the game. I'm not playing global thermonuclear war anymore. I'm not going to do this because we're not going to win. And so the only way to do that is, well, I guess I'll go work for minimum wage and, take the guy's order because, he's special. It's like, he ain't special. People aren't special. Well, you are in a certain way, but you're not, glorified.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just quit feeding the vampires is really what it comes down to. We grow the food and then we choose, everybody around here, well, because we get subsidies and, we got to buy our big John Deere equipment, get the big bank loans and leverage our property, buy more and grow GMO shit, that we put in all the food and glyphosate, there's big lawsuits of glyphosate,
they're going to come after you.
Quit growing it.
Quit paying it.
Grow things that are natural, grow things that are good, do the right thing.
I love tea.
Yeah.
I've been buying all these luncheon sets lately. I might have a big tea party. Might need to have a big tea party.
Right. When you think about that, what was the tax, at that time? And now 50%. It's all good.
Might be time for a tea party.
Where's my handout? Where's my Social Security? I got to live till 62 to start collecting. Then I'm okay. I just need 11 more years. Just get me through. Then I'm going to get, all my health insurance. I'm going to get all this stuff. I'm going to go to the doctor and I'm going to ask him what's right for me. And he's going to give me a bunch of pharmaceuticals that, he gets paid to give me. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, he's incentivized.
Running the hamster wheel.
Incentivize. Hey, all right. My husband's making me a wonderful dinner. So I am going to bounce like the bouncing ball that you guys should be reading down here. Bouncing ball. I love you all. I love you all in the chat.
I know. I love everybody in the chat. I mean, we're on the same page. That's it. It's
it's really great.
It's just what's the solution?
Wonderful people. It's not letting me click on things in the chat now. Oh, there. It's letting me click again. Okay. It stopped. I've been having all kinds of trouble.
So yeah, if you want to hear more rants, and you want to chime in, absolutely join our spaces later
on Twitter.
Yep, and I'll have a spaces, and you can all hop in. We can all talk about this stuff and figure it out.
His link is in the description of this video, on either of our videos on the YouTubes, and we'll see.
Happy birthday to Miss Teen Crypto.
Yes, happy birthday.
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing the research. I mean, she's grown so much and she's gone down rabbit holes, and I'm very proud of her. And she's got good lineage. So, I mean, come see her at the Litecoin Summit, July 24th and 25th.
And see us there.
And see us.
Yeah. We'll see you guys.
We can talk.
Yeah. All right. You guys take care. We'll see you tonight or hear you tonight on Twitter. Take care. Bye.
Love you all.
America's not the government, people. The America is you. It is the Grand fucking Canyon, the Rocky Mountains, the deserts of the Southwest, the Pacific fucking Ocean, the Atlantic fucking Ocean. It is the grandest continent. And what the fuck have you people done? You have turned yourself into sheep, every goddamn one of you.